What is going on, guys? Today I am pumped to talk to you about this 2000 model Harley Night Train, and the reason is because I bought it a couple days before Christmas. I wasn't really in the market and I bought it anyway, so I've been having a lot of fun with it. Like I said, this is the 2000 model. The Night Train debuted in 1998, and the 98 and 99 models both had the Evo motor. The 2000 model was the first year of the 88 twin cam. This bike is carbed, it's old school, it's got a loud exhaust on it, it's a lot of fun. So we're going to talk about it, we're going to ride it, we're going to see what you guys think. Let's get at it.
So let me tell you guys a little bit about how I ended up with this bike, because it was kind of unexpected. I was kind of, semi in the market. Not really. So an old high school teacher of mine that I had, I've seen him at some like hockey games and stuff, so we're friends on Facebook. We haven't seen each other in a long time. But he had we had a friend in common that was trying to get rid of a Harley, and so I inquire about it, and it's this 2000 Night Train. Basically, the guy's going through a divorce or whatever, and basically his world's kind of shook up a little bit, and he needs to get out from under this thing. So as soon as I see this bike, I'm like, man, that might be just what I'm looking for. Because ever since I got the Street Glide, and I've gotten kind of into the Harley culture and all that, I've really wanted an old bike. And old is subjective, I guess. To me, 2000 is old, 20 years old. I wanted an old twin cam Harley with a carburetor that was going to scratch my itch for kind of like a bar hopper, something loud and didn't have any bags on it. When I was a kid, the first Harley I was ever on was my grandpa's 96 Road King Police, and it had the Evo motor and it was loud, and really that's my main experience with Harleys. That's where it came from. And that's what I have in my mind as, cool. So I always remember my grandpa riding that thing and it just being really cool. Well, when he passed away, my grandma ended up selling it, and I've tried to track it down since, and I've kind of figured out where it's at, but I haven't been able to get a hold of the owner of it to see what kind of shape it's in, or if they're even willing to sell it. There's really no other motorcycle brand where, like, let's say Yamaha, pick on Yamaha, sure. If you have a new Yamaha V-Star that you love your V-Star so much you want to own one that's 20 or 30 years older, that just doesn't happen with other brands. It only happens with Harley, I mean, yeah, there's people that like the antique Hondas and stuff, but it's just not the same. I've owned all those bikes. I've had Yamaha Cruisers, I had a Yamaha Warrior. It's just not a feeling that you experience with many other brands. And I got a great deal on this thing, man. I spent $4,000 right on the head. It's got 32,000 miles on it. It's in really good shape for a 20-year-old bike. The exhaust is pretty much new. I'm gonna have to check and see the status of the cam chain tensioners. So that's the one downside to this 88 twin cam motor. The bike shifts good. I love the bars. I had to tilt them up a little bit from where they were when I got them. It's got a Vance & Hines exhaust on it. That seems pretty new, like I said. Another thing that I realized about this bike is that the turn signals have been deleted. Which I guess that's cool to some people, but man, I already am scared people don't see me sometimes, so I'm gonna work on getting some turn signals put back on this thing so that I don't have to do the hand signals anymore. Some people like it, but me, I'd rather just have the turn signals. So I love this thing, man. I was looking for a bike that would speak to me, that had some character. When I first got into cruisers, one of the first bikes I had was a Victory Highball with the taller bars, white walls, and stuff like that. And I got on that bike, and immediately it spoke to me. You know, you have a connection with some things, and yeah, me and the new Harley will get there, but this thing just is oozing nostalgia for me, man. When it came out in 2000, and this was the first year of the 88 twin cam. The 99 had an Evo motor. I was 7 years old when this thing came out. It was one of the motorcycles, the little scale motorcycles I had on the shelf next to a couple of Road Kings and the V-Rod that had just come out and stuff like that. So for me, this is one of the bikes that I had dreamed about when I was a kid. It's kind of a cool era too, because you know, they had the Bad Boy in the late 90s and stuff like that, but chrome was still a pretty big deal back then, and it still is throughout that entire area. But this is one of the first bikes that was pretty much blacked out. You know, the front end is still chrome, and there's still some chrome here and there, but the motor is completely blacked out. It's the whole premise behind the Night Train, you know, and that holds up really, really well in today's times. I mean, this bike looks awesome by today's standards. It's got that old school vibe to it, but it's still blacked out and cool. Reminds you of, you know, kind of like a street glide special almost, or road glide special with the blacked out motor and stuff like that. It's a 5-speed. It still cruises really good at 70, 75. I had a blast with it. I mean, just the sound of this thing is just awesome, guys. And if you're looking to get into the sport and you want to start off on a Harley, but you don't want a Sportster, keep your eyes open for stuff like this, man. Like I said, I paid $4 grand for this bike, and yeah, I think I got a pretty good deal on it. And you guys will have to tell me if I did or didn't, but it's hard to get into a Harley for $4 grand. Any kind of Harley, even a nice Sportster, is going to run you more than that. I mean, just listen to the way this thing sounds, man. It shifts smooth, the clutch is good, it doesn't leak a drop of oil. Somebody really cared for this thing. You know what else is awesome is that it's December 27th, and it's almost 70 degrees out. This has been one of the best years I can remember for riding a motorcycle. We get spoiled a lot nowadays with hydraulic clutches and drive-by-wire instead of the old throttle cable, fuel injection. Sometimes it's just really nice to get back to the roots of it all, man, and really connect with the bike. And that's what this thing does for me. I mean, I am really, really happy with this thing. In terms of plans for it, not a whole lot. I'm going to replace the seat. I'm going to put some control extenders, kick the controls out another couple of inches. I'm a pretty tall guy, so I'm going to have to do a couple of things to be more comfortable on it. Going to put the turn signals back on it. Going to get all the fluids changed and get it checked out by a Harley tech and see if there's anything that he recommends I do to it. Gas, oil, ride. That's a plan for this bike. Now I understand the allure of the older twin cam Harley and even an Evo bike. I'd really love to have an Evo bike in the stable. I'm just hoping that I can get my grandpa's Road King back, and that'll fill that role. This thing draws way more attention at the gas pump than a new Street Glide does. You see a million of them. How many night trains do you see running around? Not a whole lot. God, this thing is so cool. You know what's cool about it too is that now that I'm doing the YouTube stuff, like I'm pumped about having the bike, but I'm also pumped about being able to share it with y'all. Be able to show this thing off. What's the bike that's in your garage that speaks to you? Yeah, we love the new Harleys and a lot of us ride them. My Street Glide is pretty much the perfect bike for me, but man, everybody needs something like this in the garage. A head turner. What's that bike for you? And if you don't have it, what bike would you like to fill that role? I hope you guys had a Merry Christmas and you got all the things that you wanted, and that your credit score didn't take a huge hit. And if you like this video or this bike, follow the channel. There's more stuff coming about it. I've also got some Street Glide stuff. I rode a 2012 Heritage on the last video with the 103 twin cam. Got a lot of Harley stuff coming, as well as some policing stuff. If you're interested in any of that, subscribe. Follow me on Facebook. I've been getting into some Harley photography that I'm going to start posting on there. If you have any questions, anything to add, throw it in the comments, guys. And until the next one, thank you for watching.